Hi, and welcome to the latest in the series from ibex on Utility CX. Today, I'm joined by Dave Reim and Bethany Farchione from Questline. How are you guys doing today?
Doing good.
Yeah.
Great. Well, thanks for agreeing to spend a little bit of time with us. I saw you both at CS Week, and I know that CS Week was the first show we've had in a long time in our industry. You had an amazing booth to show off. What was your perspective? How was the show for you this year?
Thanks. So we had a good time at the show. While it of course had or less people than past years, it was still really effective. We got to connect with a ton of people and had some great conversations, some really meaningful conversations while we were there.
Dave, what about from your perspective?
I think Bethany, hit it pretty strongly. Yeah, there was less people there, and I think everybody expected that. But those that were attending really had a purpose and an objective. And I'll tell you that the conversations as a result were much more meaningful. Meaningful. They're all meaningful. What am I talking about? But they were a little deeper and really to a point and to an actual need from a client, or even in some places from some other vendors that are working with our clients.
Yeah, I have to agree. I thought so too. We had not only the time to actually have a real discovery conversation at the booth, but we had access to, quieter areas of the floor if it was a good conversation that we needed to continue. I did think the sessions were really good. Did you guys have any favorites among the sessions?
Yeah, I love attending the winners sessions when they can talk through all the projects and why they won and just go into really detail of what they did and what challenges they ran up against.
Yeah, I love the workshops. It made me jealous. We want to be up there and make sure our clients are up there on the podium next year. The CS sessions that I attended, the CS Week sessions I attended, we heard a lot about the continuing challenges with digital engagement, especially from not just the COVID pressures, but just emerging from them. What were some of the big themes you heard from your clients at the show this year?
A lot of our conversations were about self-service and just having digital solutions available for all clients. So different utilities were at completely different stages. Some were rolling out and fine-tuning, some were at the very beginning of figuring out which partners they wanted to work with for self-service customer service or different bill designs, just a lot of different tools for simplification. That was really what it was all about, simplifying that online experience for customers.
Dave, what about you?
I think the digital engagement, a lot of program initiative objectives, and Bethany really definitely articulated them there, but they're trying to put it together. We're seeing a lot of utilities really trying to at least think about it more comprehensively. Hey, they have their brand to protect. They have their customer satisfaction scores to maintain. And their programs, their revenue generating programs, their cost reduction initiative, EE initiatives, their DER initiatives, they're all playing back. And it's been nice in a lot of ways, them talking to us a little bit as we're trying to help them tie that all together and say it's not just one program or another, it's really the totality of the brand, and using that brand and that great relationship that you're building to push and promote and to even market these programs, initiatives, and objectives.
Yeah, we heard quite a lot, and it was the first time I'd heard it in a while, was the importance of segmentation, the importance of getting the right message to the customer, not just at the right time, but in a very personal way. So, that message has been around, at least from the consulting world, for a long time, but it feels like utilities are really embracing it. I heard a lot of content. I think we were all in the session where we were talking about segments of one, getting down to segmentation of one. And maybe that's still somewhat aspirational, but hopefully that conversation continues. And you guys do a great job with your welcome series and everything, where customers actually self-select into that world. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Sure. So for our welcome series, we think that that's the first opportunity you have to set the stage for the whole relationship you have with your customers. So if you can set that up digitally first, then everything will be better moving forward. You'll have their information. One thing I kept hearing is that getting an email address isn't always easy, especially for legacy accounts. So if you can do that up front and get them all signed up for your digital programs, you can talk to them again and again and continue to grow that relationship over time and actually deploy some of these solutions that were coming up at CS Week.
I would agree. You brought up segmentation, profiling. You're hearing a whole lot more about data, aligning and applying and slicing and dicing data to get at these segmentations. Do this. And then bringing it back to really that welcome communication series. Both of those two are they actually play together, and that's, I think, we're seeing a lot of our success and our client success is starting off welcoming, segmenting, lining up, and making sure you're getting what the client, your customers, almost down to that one-to-one approach.
Yeah, we tell customers, we tell our utility clients all the time, if you're not over delivering for your customer, you're paying 3, 5, 10 times as much to get them re-engaged. If we don't nail it on the first experience. I couldn't agree more. I think it's one of the big advantages Questline content has in getting customers, connected and activated early. We've actually begun introducing Questline content in virtually all of our marketplace proposals because content marketing has become such an important resource for utilities with e-commerce sites to get customers interested and engaged. In fact, we even host some of your content on our demo site, utilitysmarthome.com. And we heard a lot about marketplaces this year at the show with the launch of Utility Smart Home. Do you see marketplaces as a trend or an interest from your clients? And how do you see content making a difference in that world?
Absolutely. Marketplaces are essential now for energy efficiency programs. They're really not just an extension of revenue source, but also for customer experience. They're able to get the most out of programs when they have the right tools. So marketplaces help facilitate that. And we think that content plays a big role because it then tells customers what the right things are to buy, help guide them on what do they actually need to reach their efficiency goals, to match their home environment. And we found that content within the marketplace itself is really successful, hit people with answers right when they have their questions, but then also pairing that with email communication. So after I buy a smart thermostat, I don't necessarily know how to apply that or install it and get started. So if my utility can help with that, then I continue to carry that relationship and that trust with them through my different applications with that smart tech. So content's just huge to continue that conversation and make the most of it.
I think as Mark, you started off, Questline and ibex are working sort of hand in glove, a little bit of the A through Z of the solution associated with bringing your customers a better experience includes a nice marketplace, includes providing them with smart technologies, services, products, and solutions. And then again, that's the A through maybe the P and the Q through, or the Q through Z is Questline really knowing how to engage customers, allow them to partner with their utilities by using content and communications and engagement to really flesh out the totality of what's needed there.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. I think it really does work hand in hand, especially if we know a little bit from the newsletter approach to identify customer interest level. We can start to move content into their inbox where they can learn a little bit more. If they're reacting to it, we can measure their engagement level with the content through their email click-through rates and whatnot. And then once they're in the marketplace, the truest way to, measure customer success is, did the customer respond to your email? Did they read more about your content on the website? And were they in an environment where they could actually click on, not just to learn more about something, but to actually take action and buy maybe a smart thermostat or enroll in a demand response program or bundle those solutions, depending on the persona and the segment and the need. So I thought we just think it's the killer app. We really do think that moving those two things together really provides utilities with the best way to collect additional meaningful customer intelligence and measure outcomes, not just engagement, which we think is going to be critical for the future. Well, do have to say, I thought your booth was the most amazing at the show. We were blown away. We were actually spending more time looking at your booth than we were setting ours up. And I really hope you plan to sell those posters. Tell me a little bit about how that evolved, because it captured everybody's attention.
Thank you. We had so much fun with our booth. We actually had some of the booth concepts in our content library already. So for those of listeners who don't know Questline, we have a large library of image assets and videos that people can use either utilities can use in their communications, and movie posters are something that we see people using a lot. So we have a bunch that are parodies on different popular movies, and we just decided to expand that. So we created more movie posters, my favorite being the play on ET with EV. And we just had our creative team go to town and have a lot of fun with expanding it. So now we can actually add those movie posters back into our larger content catalog, and our clients can actually use them to start conversations about EVs or energy efficiency and phantom power. We find that entertainment is really one of the best ways to capture attention. You get so much more engagement when you just have a little bit of fun with something and catch people's attention and then expand from there.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you, we had more companies at the show come to us and say, what agency did we use to pull this off? We want to copy. We want to, not necessarily copy, but we want to use that creativity. And it really was Bethany and her team that pulled this off. And again, it does play back to what Questline's good at, and that's helping to communicate and engage with customers. And I think we did a nice job at our own show of engaging with customers.
Yeah, the Kill Bill parody and the ET parody just jump off the screen. And I got to say, my whole team did drive-bys on you all day to either pick up new posters, or I have to say I probably took too many snow caps, but it was so great to see the attention you were getting. That booth really just rocks. Congratulations.
Thanks. If anyone wants posters, I'm happy to send them in the mail. We've got plenty.
Well, I will make sure that everybody has your email address and contact information so that we can get that word out. Well, I want to thank you both for joining me today and giving us this time. I know we've got a great partnership with Questline, and we love including your content in our programs. I want to make sure that we get the word out, because that content is such an important way of getting customers engaged and entertained and bring them into a marketplace where they can actually take steps to fulfill on their energy efficiency needs or their smart home needs as we're growing into the next generations. It's going to be an important avenue for utilities to stay connected to their customers in the future. So thank you both very much, and I appreciate all your time today.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mark.